Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tapped Out Wrestling Podcast Network. I am Nick, a little under the weather, Nick, but I'm Nick nonetheless. I am here today. I'm joined by, friend of the show. We've had you on before, but let's give him the proper introduction. It's the Silver Tongue, one half of the Dogs of War, 1/4 of the Inglorious Bastards, none other. Oh, that's a lot, isn't it? O'Shea Edwards.
Well, I love it. I love it, man.
Yeah.
I have so many more monikers. It's great.
We're loading you up, kid. We're trying to get you, we're getting the name out there, and we want all forms and factions of you out there so the world knows, man.
You know what, man? It is funny that you would do that because some places that I go to, they're like, hey, what do you go by? And I tell them, O'Shea Edwards, da-da-da-da. He's like, you have any nicknames? And I kind of look at him. I'm like, well, how much time you got? They go, well, how many do you have? Well, that goes back to my first question. How much time you got? Because I got a bunch of them. And so on a goof, somebody was like, all right, give them to me. I'm like, all right, well, strap in because here we go. And it was like Mr. Silver Tongue. I mean, Silver Tongue Devil, the Green-Eyed Monster, Mr. Hustle Hard, Mr. Hit Harder. And I just went on and on and on and on and on. And he was like, okay. Give me like the first 5 and like, we'll be good. And I'm like, that's probably the smartest thing you said to me all night. Yeah, let's stick with 5 and then we'll go from there.
It's good. Oh yeah, I mean, there's lots of guys that are out there that you got your Shawn Michaels, he's Mr. WrestleMania. He's this, and he's this. When I started reading yours, I was like, oh my God, he's approaching Shawn Michaels level, or he's got more names than.
And the funny thing is, man, depending on who you are, like I'll play it off of you. So I got some shows coming up out of state, and this guy goes by The Attraction. So I'm like, oh, I can have fun with this one because it's like I'm not just the attraction, baby. I'm Mr. Main Event. Even if I'm not in the main event, I'm still the main event. And it was just like I could do this all day. Like this isn't a problem for me. So why do you guys continue to test me, thinking that all of a sudden I'm not going to have something to say? I will always have something to say. I will never not have something to say.
Speaking of which, I got to ask you, man. I was online the other day, and it was probably about a week ago. So I shouldn't say the other day, but I caught your new promo video. Your, whatever you want to call it, your hype video, whatever. That's pretty badass, man. How did that come about?
Man, one of my good friends, was like, hey man, you doing this, you doing that, but do you have like a highlight video? And I was like, no, I really don't, just because it was one of those things of where I always felt as if, and this is show you how much I knew at the time, it was basically, I feel like it'd be a disservice. I'd rather you see exactly what I can do instead of the bits and pieces. Because for a while I was like, okay, a highlight video just shows what you do well. But I don't do just one thing well. Like I do a lot of things well. And he goes, no man, just trust me. I will put it together. You're going to look great. All right, man. So cool. So, I came over, we did some footage. He goes, hey man, give me your best matches at the time. So I gave him, the 3 matches that I was really, really proud of. He had some other stuff he wanted to show off as well. And then literally within like 24 hours, bada boom, bada bing, there you go. And he's like, do you have a preference in music? And I was like, not really. Just kind of do whatever. And he was like, all right. And what you see is what you get. Man, I love it. I every time I hear that song, I can't help but think of the highlight video. And it works, man. It works really, really well. I'm really happy the way that came out. Not saying that it would have came out horrible, but in my head I was like, man, this can go really wrong really quickly. But credit to my friends, man, who really look out for me, who really support me during this whole thing. I have one of the greatest support systems in the world to kind of put this stuff together for me and to really kind of help me out in a sense of where I don't thrive in a sense. Like a lot of my promos I put together myself. So I'm kind of having to learn on the fly when it comes to editing and, transitioning and this, that, and the other. And so there's times where I have to like, hey man, look, I need your help. Like I need somebody to help me because I don't know what I'm doing. And they're more than happy. It's like, yeah, man, I'd be more than happy, to do this for you. So, I always make sure, I give credit where credit's due, and especially if I can't do it. If I can't do it, yeah, you have my undying respect because, if I can't do it, yeah, something's wrong.
Trust me, I completely understand when you start talking about turning your brand over to somebody, and putting in their hands to trust whether they're going to be able to, do you justice. that can be a scary moment, but they did a phenomenal job. Those guys, I saw that and I was like, that was badass. I was pretty impressed. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, man. And you know, though, you nailed it right on the head. Trusting somebody else with my brand, man, is scary just because it's my baby. You know, it's something I've been working on. And at the end of the day, like, it's me, you know, that brand is me. And I want to make sure that the best is always put forward when it comes to my brand, because like it represents me. I want somebody to see it and go, oh, I know who that is. Oh, is that a Oni mask with a mic in his mouth? Yeah, I know who that is. You know, and it's starting to take off. My sponsor at Bacon and Title helped put together a design for me that I was able to draw out. They digitized it for me, put on a shirt, and I didn't realize how much branding is starting to take off when all of a sudden I'm like, hey, I try to get 15 pre-orders. Let's see what happens if I get 15 pre-orders. In the span of less than 72 hours, I had 17 pre-orders. Yo, for real, you guys actually want this? And they're like, yeah. Oh, yeah, we want this, man. You know, I go to shows, and now all of a sudden that shirt is my best seller. And I'm like, yo, all right. I guess I'm on it. I guess I'm doing something good. I can dig it.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, we joked about it. You've got a fan up in Minnesota. One of our boys is a huge fan of yours. The legend, you know, he was sporting the other night. We were doing a show, and I was like, "Is that a O'Shea shirt?" And he was like, "Damn right it is."
And it's great, man. It's you know, it's humbling, and for me, that's saying a lot. It's humbling knowing that people, you know, we all work hard. You know, we work hard for our money. You know, we you know, we're very careful what we're spending our money on, especially in this day and age, you know. And people want to spend $20 on me. Like that means a lot. It really does means a lot. And not so much as a wrestler, but as a person. It's like, okay, you know, somebody digs what I do so much, they're willing to spend their own money on me. I didn't ask them to. They just did it. And that's a big deal. That means a lot. And some people don't get it because, you know, they're just sometimes some people get kind of stuck on themselves. But, you know, for me, some dude out in Atlanta just trying to chase a dream, like, that's big. And even when, like, somebody buys it at the show and I see them sitting in the stands, like, wearing it, I'm like, that dude's wearing my shirt right now. And I become a 12-year-old. I'm like, yeah, how awesome is this? This kid wearing my shirt. He didn't have to wear my shirt, but he is. Like, that's awesome. That's awesome to me, man. I hope to God that I never lose that, just because I just don't want to, man. That's a great feeling. You know, if it comes to a point where I'm like, oh yeah, he's wearing my shirt, somebody needs to come up and slap the hell out of me because I deserve it.
If you promise not to hit me back, I'll be that guy for you. But I'm not going to do it if you're going to hit me back.
No, trust me. If I get rocked, just chances are I probably deserved it. And I'm like, nah, I can't hit him back. I deserve that one. I'm being a jerk.
Oh yeah, I mean, but you know, it's like you said, man. Being at these shows, I mean, it's very. Even from, you know, I can't imagine on your side of the fence, because we joke about it on our side that we. You know, people that buy our shirts, we see pictures, you know, they're wearing them on Twitter and they're, you know, shooting them over. I'm like, dude, we're just who we are. But then on top of that, to see the, you know, the number of listens we get a month, that kind of thing. You're right. It was just like, man, even if it's just time, they're giving us an hour of their day just to listen to us. It's pretty humbling.
It is, man. It's very, very humbling, man. And, you know, it's just it's a legitimate, you know, it's a good feel. It's a real good feel knowing that, hey, man, okay, maybe I was doing it just for me, just whatever, but if someone else is enjoying this, all right, man, maybe I'm on to something. Let's see where the thing goes, man. Let's see what we do from there.
Yeah, the kid with the O'Shea shirt in the crowd, you know, his parents, you know, or him or whoever, you know, he saved his money. He paid for that ticket. He came out to see you do your thing. I mean, that's, you know, that's got to be, that's like I said, it's got to be a good feel.
And, you know, so anytime, you know, I see that, or somebody's going to come to my table and drop $1. It's $1 you didn't have to spend. It's $1 that I'm grateful for. You know, it's, you know, because you could have kept walking. You know, you could have kept walking, but you didn't. and it's when that happens, man, like I said, it's a big deal to me just because, you didn't have to, but, I know you did. And when I'm out there and I'm doing my thing, either in the ring or on a microphone or in front of a camera or doing this, that, and the other, it's just, I know that guy. Hey, it's a moment. Even if you don't buy anything, we sit there and conversate. It's a moment. And like I told you, like last time we talked, man, I'm in the business of creating moments. Not spot. Not these high spot tips for Twitter. Not these Twitter moments. No, man, I'm here to create moments that live past the computer, that live past the likes and the retweets and the hashtags and this, that, and the other. And anytime I can make a moment from somebody or hell, vice versa, somebody wants to make a moment with me, for me. To me, man, it's a real big deal, man. It's a real big deal. And I take that to heart. I take that very seriously. Even though what we do is fun, to me it's a blast. But I take that very, very seriously because, man, it's just a thing where, hey, man, to me, I always have a clock ticking in my head. This could be it, And so within that time, I want to be able to say, hey, in the time I was able to do this, and then within the time I was able to put it together, I could. Look, this is what I've done. These are the moments that I've created with so and so people. That'll kind of live on. Kind of keep living on it. But right, man, don't live past me too.
Yeah, and I mean, again, speaking of those moments, man, let's go ahead and talk about it. I know this weekend we're probably gonna hook up here at the AWE, this big show coming out. I know you're not on the card, but it's Evolve coming to Atlanta. I just wanted to briefly touch on that. I thought that was a pretty cool thing, and but I'm looking forward to bumping you out there, maybe in person out there.
Yeah, man, that's something I've been looking forward to for a while. That was big news when that came out. I think this Evolve's like first time in Georgia, in Atlanta anyway. And the fact that, AWE and Evolve can get together and put on something like this is big. This is big for the city of Atlanta. This is big for wrestling. And it's one of those things of, this now it's in Marietta, so a lot of these guys outside the perimeter who goes, well, I can never really make it to Atlanta. Like, you have no excuse. Like, there's no excuse for you to get out and see all the guys that you always see on Instagram and you see on Twitter. Yeah, man, they're great on Twitter. They're great when you're getting like this 5-second, spot from a match, but see it in person. See what these guys do for real in real time and support them. These guys are what's up. These guys are what's hot in wrestling. Why would you want to go see it? You'll drop $70 for a nosebleed seat in Raw, but you can't spend $20 to sit front row and center to watch like Keith Lee pile drive somebody in the middle of the ring. Like, come on, man. This is what we do. This is what this is. This is art in its purest form. And if you think I wasn't going to be in the building for that, shit, you got another thing coming. You couldn't keep me away from it. There's no way.
Yeah, I think Zack Saber's on that card, man. I was impressed.
Yes.
So yes. I said the same thing. There's no way in hell you're going to keep me from driving over to Marietta, and I'm not missing that. Not here, not this close to home.
And it's Marietta, people. It's Marietta. Listen up. Marietta and the surrounding area of Marietta, there's no reason for you not to be there. There's absolutely no reason not to be there. And if you're not, I don't want to hear crap about there's no more good wrestling. Because there is. It was in your backyard, and you ignored it. It was promoted out of its ass, excuse my French. And there's no way that you're going to sit there and tell me there's no more good wrestling. There is. You just don't want to get out your couch and go do it because you want to come to you. Man, sometimes you got to come to it. And this is it. Like, this is the place to be in 2017. Let's just be for real. It is. And hopefully we can get some new people in. And then from there, this can turn into something else to where you come to the AWE show that afternoon, you stay for the Evolve show that evening, and you're like, yo, this is really dope. I had a really good time. And then you see the next AWE card, July 30th in Marietta, and you come back, and guess what? You're there. I remember seeing these guys for the first time, and early in the month, and and it creates something. It's just. I want people to come out. I want people to support what we do because you're going to love it. You're absolutely gonna love it. You're gonna see all the guys people talk about, and then you goes, "Yo, I was there." And like any other independent show, guess what? When it's all said and done, guess what? You can probably go shake that dude's hand. Yo, man, thank you. Put on a great show tonight. Hey, man, appreciate it. Awesome.
Yeah.
Come on, it's a win-win.
And another cool thing about this AWE, I don't know if the tickets are still going to be available when this airs, because we're going to air this will air obviously Saturday, before the event, but Homicide and, Murder One are doing a Q&A for the AWE show. I mean, how cool is that?
Yeah. And if you think that's going to end peacefully, you haven't been paying attention. That right there is going to be dope. I'm going to be there for that one. Hopefully, I ain't got to pull nobody apart, because last time I had to pull Homicide apart. I didn't really like being that close to that man, because that dude does some dangerous stuff, and I was like, if I don't play my cards right, I'm gonna be a stuck pig, and I'm not trying to have that. But even still, like, there's gonna be fireworks on this one, and you owe it to yourself to be there. You owe it to yourself to be there. Yeah,
great wrestling in Atlanta, constant in this area, man. I won't lie to you, my family took off for the weekend. They're all gone. I'm home solo. And man, I looked at the calendar, man, and there's a show Friday night, Saturday night, obviously Sunday. I'm going to spend the whole day over at the AW show. If you're a true wrestling fan, Atlanta is a phenomenal place to live, because for one, I don't think you can just go a weekend and not find a show. Would you agree with that?
You have to be hard pressed not to. You know, you really just got to I don't feel like it. But there's always something going on. There's always a show, in the state near you or within a little bit of a drive. And even still, it's going to be worth it. It's always going to be worth it. I will always be an advocate for independent wrestling, way past the day where eventually I'm going to stop wrestling. I'm always going to be an advocate for it, because it's there. It's great. It's good stuff. It is what you think it is. It's a great freaking time. You'll spend $10 doing something stupid that you'll have nothing to show for. Here, you'll have all the memories, especially if you bring your kids. Oh man, get out of here. There's more than enough to do for them. And to make another fan, you'd be hard pressed not to find something else that you can get away with, have that much good time for $10.
Oh yeah, because I mean, $10, man. Speaking of which, let's jump to the meat of it, man. We were talking about the weekends are always booked. Well, hell, next week, July 13th on a Thursday, Southern Fried Championship Wrestling's running in Monroe, Georgia on a Thursday night, just kind of changing up the pace. And they're going to bring in the big guns, man. I hear both of the Dogs of War are going to be there that night. And a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, the whole Inglorious Bastards group is going to be there that night.
Sir, all of us will finally be in the same building together. It's something we've been for a very long time. Originally slated on Thursday, I was supposed to have Jagged Edge, and me and him got some personal beef we really got to clear up. I doubt one match will probably clear it up, but it's worth a start. But apparently he bit off more than he can chew, and he's out thanks to Brian. I'm glad somebody did it. So he's gone, and so that left kind of a hole in my dance card. I was still showing up on Thursday. If I had to fight somebody out in the parking lot, I'd go fight somebody out in the parking lot. I just come to fight somebody. That's pretty much what I want to do. And it so happened that Charles was very accommodating, and he gave me Sugar Dunkerson. And honestly, for once in my life, I was pleasantly surprised. First of all, I have all the respect in the world for Suge. Some of the things he's done, some of the places he's been. Some of the gems he puts out on social media are great. Honestly, if you ain't following that dude, and you're a fan of wrestling, like, what the hell's your problem? Like, you may want to go do that. But for me, I see it a little differently, because I see Suge and where he's at, and I realize that's where I need to be. Like, that's where I'm striving to get to. And something I've always been told as a kid, to get the things you've never had, you have to do the things you've never done, and that means I need to step in the ring with guys who are doing more than what I'm doing. And I'm doing a lot. I'm trying to piece together a 2017 that will be hard pressed to really, be put down upon. And this is really just another piece for me. As much as I can respect Suge, and as much as honestly, I ain't really got a bad thing or to say about that. I can make something up, but it'd be empty. But to be honest with you, like, I'm coming to beat Suge. It's just that simple. I have to beat him. You know what I'm saying? He beats me, and guess what, man? Yeah, Suge, you're supposed to beat dudes like that. It ain't no big whoop. But for me, no, man, I'm trying to create the upset here. You know what I'm saying? People see this match as, oh, yeah, back. And one thing I don't appreciate is being underestimated. Because when I'm underestimated, it shows that you ain't paying attention. When you ain't paying attention, it means that you ain't looking at me. When you ain't looking at me, it just means that you're sleeping on me. And when you're sleeping on me, that's when people get hurt. That's when jaws get dislocated. That's when I knock teeth out. That's when I start dotting eyes. Is when you're sleeping on me. Because you ain't going to sit here and be like, it's just O'Shea and think it's going to be just, a regular old match. Nah, I'm going to hurt him. Not because, I want to, because I have to. It's the only way this works. It's the only way for this thing to end to where people take a notice of me and be like, oh, snap, yo, he ain't playing. And then I can look at them like, yo, I ain't been playing for the past 3 years. Why does it take now for you to finally understand who I am and what I do? But some people will look at the other way, and that's cool. That's their prerogative. It's fine. But online, and you get on your Facebook, you get on Twitter, you get on what you want to do, and you see Suge D take the beating of a lifetime. I don't want to see people going, oh, didn't see that coming. No, because guess who did see it coming? O'Shea saw it coming. The rest of his crew saw it coming. The only people really who were shocked are the people who were really sleeping on me. And, it's just one of those things where, people are going to say this and people are going to say that, and that's all good. I hope Suge is listening to this. I really, really do. Because I want him to understand that this ain't going to be some walk in the park. This ain't going to be something to where all of a sudden it's just an easy night in Monroe. No, homie, you're going to have to sweat. You're going to have to work. And it's a shame that you're going to have to work this hard, and it's a shame that you're going to have to carry on this much of a beating on Thursday, knowing that you got to go Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, wherever else he's got to go, and work. But ain't nobody going to make him work as much as I am. It's just that simple. Ain't nobody else going to make you put in that type of effort. If Suge wants to beat me, he's going to have to suffer. That's all has to be said to him. You want to beat me, you're going to have to suffer like never before. And after that, well, we'll see.
Well, speaking of after that, I've got to bring your attention to something. The beatings you're putting on, or not only around the state of Georgia, but all over the Southeast now, has drawn some attention from JB Enterprises, and I know you've heard it because we made sure that you heard it. We made sure. I said we got to make sure that O'Shea hears this before next Thursday. What was your take on those comments?
Honestly, man, it is what it is. They want to take stock into what I'm doing, and that's great. But honestly, it falls into the thing of what took you so long. What, you think I was joking? You think I wasn't serious? You thought I was fly by night? You know what I'm saying? Look back at some of the matches I've been in up until this point. You know what I'm saying? Ask Agent Armour was one of the toughest matches he's been in. Talk to Davey Vega. Hell, talk to the Carnies for that matter. You know what I'm saying? Outcome aside, no, you wanna know you've been in a fight. They want to take attention of what your boy's doing, and all I can say is it's about time. But saying, when that same token, it falls down to what you expected something else, expected something different. Did you not think that I don't come as advertised? I mean, it is what it is. I mean, if they want to talk business, then, I'm always a businessman first. Always got to make that money. Always trying to do what I got to do to put the brand out there. It is what it is. I'm always willing to talk. I'm always willing to sit down. And it's within my best interest to always figure out, what's this man talking about? What do they have to offer me that I can't get for myself? What is it you're going to do for me that I can't do for myself and I'm not already doing for myself? And then we can go from there. Because as saying, I'm doing pretty good for myself right now. So that pitch is going to have to come really highly touted, or it's just, I really can't say what happens after that, honestly.
Well, we will look to see. I know over in Southern Fried, I also wanted to bring up your attention. I know this night on the card, you guys are all working singles, but the tag team division over there has picked up quite a bit. I mean, I've been following it pretty close here for the last few months. And, they've had obviously the Bullets are the big guns there, no pun intended. They brought in a team that I watched last week that I was super impressed with. Roscoe Eat Lisa. I'm sure you've seen those guys work. And then,
I've seen them.
So my question to you is, when do we see the Dogs of War back unleashed in Southern Fried?
Man, that's a question that is. It's so good of a question that I ask myself that question every single time we're not booked. I don't get it. Maybe Todd got something against us. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, what did I do? Did I, spit in your coffee? Did I piss in your chair? Did I kick? You don't want to call us? Somebody else will. Somebody else is going to see, those guys got it. They're going to bring us in. And then somebody goes, I like what those boys can do. And then they're going to bring us in. And then they're going to bring us in. And then somebody else is going to bring us in. And then guess what? Southern Fried's going to be out looking in the cold like, oh, well, you guys would have come for us now? You didn't want to come put us on when we were trying to do our thing. You know what I'm saying? You bring in the Bullets and you Sweet Lisa and you bring in the Jones boys and you bring in these boys and you bring in that boys while we still sitting on the sidelines looking at you. Man, it's all good, man. You ain't got to call us. But when time comes and you do, we got something for all of y'all. Y'all just wait and see.
Yeah. Well, the crazy part to me is they're booking you, but they're just not booking you together.
Put us together, we're a well-oiled machine. You put us apart, guess what? We're even worse apart. We're bad, man. You put us together, man. It's the whole definition of what bad means to evil. You put us together, we some bad boys. But you put us apart, guess what? It gets worse. It does. It just get worse. And no matter how you want to slice it, you can put us together, put us apart. We're still going to operate like normal because it's a business, man. We're going to operate like it's Thursday. And you know what happens on Thursday? Payday happens on Thursday. And I don't know about you, but I'm trying to get paid.
Absolutely. And the last thing I want to ask you about Southern Fried, there's a match that it was funny on the drive back home from the last show. I said to my partner, we were in the car, and I said, there's this guy walking around with the strap. It's Odinson. And he's a big dude. He's jacked to the gills. No, not taking anything. And the guy's super talented. Obviously, just had his tryout, which we don't know how that went yet. He's facing Drew Blood on Thursday. But the match I told my buddy I want to see is I want to see O'Shea and Odinson going 1-on-1 for that strap.
Man, who you telling? I want to see O'Shea and Odinson for that strap. But, it's hell. I don't get to make those decisions. You know what I'm saying? I'm still relegated as just, I guess for Southern Fried, one of those guys. And if you see me do air quotation, you understand the sarcasm that's dripping from those tones. I'm all about fighting guys bigger than me. I like knocking. Everybody wants to be a big man, so time to do what big man's got to do. And while Odison's jacked to the gills, he's got this, he's got that. He's on Instagram. Look at my backs. Look at my quads. Look at this. Look at that. I'm just out here working. Case in point, one of my favorite movies, Rocky III. Say what you want to, Clubber Lang is one of the greatest bad guys in the history of that. That entire series, Clubber Lang's one of the best bad guys of that movie. Now you see, during that whole montage, Rocky's working out, kissing the girls, doing this, doing that. He's got the fame, baby. You know what I'm saying? He's got the whole world at his fingertips. Remember what Clubber Lang was doing that whole time?
Oh, yeah, he's working.
Working, sweating, putting in the work that the next guy ain't going to do. Doing the things that the next guy won't. Putting in all that sweat equity and putting in all that blood. So when he gets in the ring, guess what? He's paying with someone else's sweat, someone else's blood. Not taking anything away from that big dude. Yo, man, he's killing it. Good for him. Kudos. But honestly, if you think I ain't coming for him, got nothing coming. If you don't sit there and think that while he's out here getting this and getting this, getting the press, getting the fame, getting the glory, getting opportunities, great, bravo, good for you, but I'm coming for you. Not because what you got, but because I'm going to get mine. Not because what you've done, because I'm going to do my own thing. My journey is my own journey. But if you think my journey don't go through you, man, you got another thing coming, homie. And take this, if somebody listening to this want to take this how it is, that's fine. But there's going to come a time I'm going to step toe-to-toe to that dude. I'm going to punch him dead in his mouth because everyone else wants to be afraid of him. I ain't afraid of no man. What's he going to do to me? Hit me? I've been hit before, and guess what, man? I've stayed standing, and I've hit back, and I hit harder. Like, when I say that I'm Mr. Hustle Hard, man, that's not just a nickname. That's a way of life. You know, I live and breathe this. I eat this. I sweat this. I live for this, and I will die for this. Not because it looks cool on a T-shirt. It's because I can't afford for this not to work for me, Nick. I can't afford to fail, baby. I can't. I can't afford to let somebody else take my spot knowing that I'm the one putting in that work. I call myself Mr. Hit even harder. Once again, man, not because it sounds cool on a T-shirt, makes a cool-ass hashtag. It's because I do. Nick, you seen me hustle. If I hit half as hard as I hustle, you know for a fact I come bringing some bad intention. But no, I hit harder than I hustle. So what does that mean when I'm about to knock somebody's teeth out and I connect? Now I'm about to put lights out. I didn't have to call myself KO Shay. People did it for me because I knock people out. It's what I do. Not because all of a sudden I train to do it, because that's how I survived, Nick. That's how I got through. That's how I live. I had to knock people out. I've only got through this life right now because of what my two hands can put together for me. And I got to mouth out, back everything up too. I can write a check and I can cash it in the same day in the same sentence. And I want somebody to come and test me. Thursday was going to be the very first one because I'm going to find Suge. I'm going to stand right in his face. And while he's sitting there dancing, doing whatever we got to do, I'm going to knock him out. Why I'm going to knock him out? Because I got to knock him out. I got to. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I got to knock his ass out. And you put somebody else in front of me, guess what happened? I knock him out. You be the next guy, I knock him out. You see where I'm going with this? All until I climb up to Odinson himself, and I knock him out.
And
case closed.
Absolutely. So Charles, Todd, if you're listening, he's making his case, right?
Charles, Todd, if you're listening, give me your heroes. Give me your heroes and watch what I do. Give me everybody who you think is big and bad and watch what I do. I ain't got to be the big bad wolf. I'm just O'Shea Edwards. I hustle hard. I hit harder. I knock fools out. Put them in front of me. Watch what I do. Tag team, singles, triple threat, trios, four-way, I don't care. I'll take them all on. And I will stand above them all because it's what I do. Man, I'm telling you, Nick, you ever see what happens when you put a dude in the corner who ain't got nothing to lose?
He goes crazy, brother. He goes crazy.
He goes absolutely crazy.
Well,
I'm telling you, Nick.
Oh, absolutely. And speaking of hustling, man, before we get, I want to show these people how you're hustling, man. The following week, in July 22nd, you're going to be all the way out in Mississippi. Yeah, give a little plug, man. Pro Wrestling Ego. Tell everybody out in Mississippi what they need to look forward to.
Yeah, man. Pro Wrestling Ego. Mississippi is going to be at the Hideaway off Interstate I-55 North in Jackson, Mississippi. I will be there front and center. Who am I up against? Honestly, don't know. Honestly, don't care. It doesn't matter. The same thing happens like it happens everywhere else, man. I'll put people on their backs. But it's a great time. It's a great show. Bring your kids. It's going to be fun. You can meet me in person. You can buy my stuff. You know, spread the word. Spread the gospel. That is O'Shea Edwards, the Mr. Silvertongue himself, the war dog incarnate, as you will. That's going to be the show that's really going to take off, man. Their top guy right now is Ray Fury. Real cool dude. He was out in Mucha Lucha, Atlanta, out in Norcross, puts on a great show, a great character, great guy, you know, has a great sense of character. I mean, a great guy. Honestly, as much as I, love that dude to death, I'll knock him out too. I gotta get my mind. People say, "Oh man, you know what? He's a bad guy." I'm not a bad guy. I'm just a guy who does bad things. And I'm just indiscriminate. I don't care who you are. Honestly, if it meant getting, doing what I got, if it meant succeeding, man, I knock out my own moms. And I'm just gonna be real with you.
Hey, it's all about the gold and it's all about the greens. What I always say when it comes to wrestling, right?
That's it, man. This is a business, and I ain't in the business of failure.
Well, absolutely, man. Well, hey, I want to make sure we always tell you plug away here before we let you go, man. I know you're heading to big things tonight, so.
Without a doubt. First off, to my sponsor at Vacated Title, graphic and branding design. Those guys have really been in my corner since day one. You can buy my stuff at whatamaneuver.com. You can go in the search bar. You can go for O'Shea Edwards. You can find me there for the Oni Mike shirt. That's the new shirt that I'm rocking. For the very initial design that I've ever got done, that everybody at Tap That Podcast wears because they love the shirt. It gets you the results that you need. You can follow me on Pro Wrestling Tees, of course, at OsheaEdwards.com. You can find me on Instagram at All Damn Day O'Shea, Twitter, All Damn Day O'Shea, and of course, you can find me on the Facebook at O'Shea Edwards. Give me a follow, give me a like, shoot me a comment. If you want to book me for your shows, book O'Shea all day at gmail.com. That is, once again, book O'Shea all day at Gmail. You'll find me in a ring near you, all throughout the Southeast. Missouri, keep your ears open. I'm coming for you soon. Kentucky, keep your ears open. I'm coming for you soon. And Texas, keep your ears open, baby. I'm coming for you soon.
Well, once again, man, we appreciate you coming on. Always a pleasure to have you on. And, you know, it won't be the last because we love it when the guys got the rap to go with it. So it's been a pleasure having you on again, buddy.
And Nick, thanks once again, man, having me on, dude. It's always a pleasure, man. It's been the highlight of my week, man. I appreciate it. And it's only Thursday.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Take care.
All right, man. Appreciate it.